We start out with KT Lowe. KT hails from Detroit, Michigan. She is a librarian at IU East and, as you're about to find out, a bit of a child genius. Or at least that's where her story starts. Please welcome KT Lowe.
Hello, everyone. So I was reading when I was 2. We don't know how it happened. So I'm from Detroit, like I said earlier, and there's this road called Woodward Avenue. It's the Ore Road of Detroit. It's the very first paved road in the entire state of Michigan. And it goes from downtown Detroit all the way up through Oakland County. And it's a road you take to get anywhere. So I'm in the car, I'm in the car seat, and I'm saying, 11 Mile, Columbia, Cambridge. And I'm saying it perfectly, and my parents are looking at me like, what? Like, what are you doing? And I keep reading up, like Eaton and Lincoln. And they're like, oh my God. So my mom's like, oh my God, we have a genius on our hands. What are we going to do? And she starts like thinking of IQ tests and starts reading all this amazing stuff on, child learning. My dad goes, yeah. Because my dad realizes that, I'm like him. And so instead of, doing all the, education things, he just teaches me stuff. So he teaches me mental math. He helps me develop more of my reading skills. So by the time I enter first grade, because I skipped kindergarten, I'm reading at a 5th grade level and I'm doing math at a 2nd grade level. And so this means I get to go to all the academic competitions. And the first one I go to, I'm in 4th grade, it's called Future Problem Solving. Now, that's clearly a program meant for people who are going to change the world. And I'm 9 years old, of course I'm going to change the world. It's what every 9-year-old yearns to do. And I make it to the state competition. I am the team captain. I am the youngest. I am the smallest person on this team. I am the team captain. And our reward is to go to the University of Michigan, biggest, baddest college in the state. I do not know this at the time. I'm 9 years old. I've never even heard of the University of Michigan. So I get there. I'm very tiny. University of Michigan is very large. There's 42,000 people. And there's all this wonderful Gothic architecture in the Law Quad. There's the ivy covering West Quad. There's the big brass M right in the center of the diag, where you have to cross back and forth every day, but never step on it or you'll fail your first test. I'm home. I love this place. I fall madly in love with it. And even though my team is spanked in that competition, I go back 2 years later, and I love it all over again. My team is spanked once again, because we're terrible. But I love it, and I keep going back. My parents keep bringing me back every once in a while. And I have my dad there the whole time. My dad, it's usually the moms that go to all the stuff that the kids do. Now, in my case, it was both my mom and my dad. He never missed anything. Never missed a choir competition. Never missed a spelling bee, which I aced. Never missed anything, until I was 16. When I was 16, we declared bankruptcy. Now, normally when you declare bankruptcy, it's because you did something really stupid financially, but it wasn't true in this case. In this case, there were a lot of little calamities, and they culminated with a diagnosis of myasthenia gravis from my dad. Myasthenia gravis, probably never heard of it. It's a form of muscular dystrophy. It is the nerve endings in your body. There's a covering that covers them up. It's a proteinaceous covering that's supposed to transmit messages back and forth. Well, in myasthenia gravis, those proteins break down and messages get lost. So all the things that your body does, the muscles that keep your lungs breathing, that keep your eyes open, they don't work anymore. They'll sputter in and out. They'll sometimes work, they sometimes won't. Most people live a very long time with this disease. My dad didn't. He died December 20th, 2001. And that wasn't the worst. My dad was gone, my wonderful, loving father, who wanted me to go to college. I would have been the first person in his family to go to college. I went to community college briefly before that, but I had to drop out. Dad was sick. I was the only person with a full-time job. Everyone responds to tragedy in their own way. So my mom and my sisters spent, a little time exploring the more chemical side of things. My brother, hey Chris, my brother's back there. My magnificent, wonderful brother, who stuck with me all these years. He met someone online. He got married. It's a pretty constructive thing to do. He left. My mom realizes that she needed to do something. She moved to California, where her family's from. She detoxed. My sister eventually took off, following whatever drug path that she was on. I haven't seen her since. That left me. We lost our house. I lost my family. I lost my college career. I lost everything. I was working 2 jobs. I was making $25,000 a year. I had nothing. So what do? I don't tell anyone what I'm about to do. It's February of 2005. I write an application to the University of Michigan, because why not? I get a letter back in March. They say, hi, you're on the wait list. I don't know what a wait list is. I know this from nothing. But I know it doesn't say that they're not going to take me. It just says you're waitlisted. Okay, whatever. I don't know what that means. April of 2005, there's a big envelope that comes in the mail, a huge envelope. It's about the size of the stage. It's gigantic. And, it's got this big gold M on there, because the University of Michigan just has that gold M that you can't get rid of it. It's recognized around the world. You all know what it looks like. Y'all watch football. I open it up, pull it out. It says, congratulations. It is the last day that they are accepting anyone to go to college. I have 2 weeks to get $200 to them to reserve my place. You bet your ass I do that. I take it out on my next check. I put in my 2 weeks notice at work, because I'm going to the University of Michigan. Next 3 months, save money, try to, budget. And I don't know what's going to happen next, but I do know that before I get that first degree, that second degree, that graduate certificate, before I go to Phi Kappa Phi, the National Honor Society, it's September of 2005, and I am on that diag. And Ann Arbor is all around me. I'm amid 42,000 other students, just breathing the air, not knowing what's going to happen, but knowing that for the first time in many, many years, maybe ever, I am exactly where I belong. Thank you.